Well, when I was 28, I had an affair, and now this. Okay, great. Tragic mistake. How long are you going to let that ghost run your life? Well, I declared bankrupt. Okay, so it's half of America. How long are you going to let that ghost determine your worth? When am I going to not let the ghost in our lives tell us what to do? You tell the ghost what to do. You wake up in the morning, and when that ghost whispers to you, you tell him to get off your porch. You tell him you're not going to listen to him today, and you're free from that ghost. Turn it around. Make sure you're in charge, not the ghost. It's pivotal in gaining control of who you are. But as long as you let the ghost determine your life, you will always remain some sort of victim, always some sort of woe is me, and some sort of spiral downhill whispering, porch dwelling enemy thing. Don't do it. And those ghosts, I'll guarantee you, because it's the nature of the beast, when you leave here today, sometime before you go to bed tonight, one will start talking to you. And now's your opportunity. You stand up, you raise your hand or whatever you need to do, and you say, not today, Buster. Get off my property. Not today. I'm in charge today. Thanks to Jesus. I'm in charge today. So there's Jesus. There's the enemy, steal, kill, and destroy. And there's Jesus, full of grace and acceptance. We won't turn to the passage, but write them down. John 1:14. I love that passage. Jesus comes in full of grace and truth. That's a great passage. After all the shame and guilt that we've talked about this morning, wouldn't you want to walk towards somebody that's full of grace? Wouldn't you? Why don't you? Or Matthew 11:28 through 30, where he says, come to me, all you who are weary and heavy laden. To put it in Alabama language, if you're exhausted from all these ghosts, all this shame and guilt, Matthew's saying, Jesus is saying, come to me. I'm full of grace. Matthew 11:28 through 30. And Ephesians 2:6 and 7 says that he's full of kindness and covers you with grace. And John 6:37 says that whoever comes to him, he'll never push away. I find that great news. Grace and acceptance. You know, following John 10:10, where the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and Jesus comes to offer life and abundantly, is John 11. And it's the story, and this I'm wrapping up with this thought. A couple, 3 minutes, we'll be done. It's the story of Lazarus. We've all heard it a million times. But Lazarus is one of the handful of people in the Gospels that Jesus raised from the dead. He's the most well known for a lot of reasons. One, because he was the deadest. He had been dead 4 days versus recently, like in the last few minutes. And he was a friend of Jesus. And we know the story, Jesus rose him from the dead. But there's 3 great statements in that story that I'm going to apply to us today that normally don't get any attention. And if you're writing down notes, then just write down John 11, verse 39, where he says this to the people gathered around Lazarus' tomb: take away the stone. So in parting, I'm going to say 3 things out of this little bitty thing. Take away the stone. The stone that seals and covers you with shame and guilt, that sticks you in the tomb of shame and guilt. Take away the stone. Get it off the tomb. Open it up. Take away the stone. Verse 44, chapter 11. take off your grave clothes. He commanded them when Lazarus walked out, take off his grave clothes. Take them off. Shame and guilt. Open this door. Open the stone. Take away the stone. Take off the grave clothes. It's saying to the ghost, you will not dress me today. I'll let Jesus dress me today. Can you walk out of here and do that? If you do, your life will change. If you don't and continue to listen to the whispers, you'll get more of the same. Do not let the enemy, do not let your inner turmoil and pain, do not let all the whispers of the world dress you in the morning. You let Jesus dress you. Take off your grave clothes. They stink. Don't they? Shame and guilt. Stinks. Roll away the stone. Take off your grave clothes. And lastly, in verse 44, he says to the people who are holding him, Lazarus, let him go. Don't let anyone, any family member, any old friend, don't let anyone, don't let a ghost, don't let the thief hold you to anything past or anything that's happening right now. Don't let anyone hold you to that tomb. Let him go. Be raised, be healed, be safe, be alive, be built. So why don't we this morning make a conscious decision to receive all that Jesus has for us? Life in its fullest. Why don't we make a conscious decision to get the thief off our porch? Are you going to allow yourself, from the moment you walk out of this building after we have lunch for Margie and James, are you really going to allow yourself any moment longer to listen to any of that stuff? Why would you? I don't understand why you would even tolerate it for a minute. Shame and guilt. But you don't understand, Mark, what happened to me. I'm different. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your shame and your guilt is not paramount. You think me when I was head of a methadone clinic for 3 years, I didn't hear a lot of shame and guilt? Do you know 75% of women that are abused end up in drug and alcohol problems? You don't think I heard my share of stories? You don't think I have my own stories? You don't think I know other people in Birmingham's got plenty of stories? Your story's not unique. Your story's unique to you because Satan has made that way to you. He's made you feel like you're the strangest, quirkiest, most non-worthy person in the world. And it's a lie. Because he's the father of lies. Because he does not have your well-being in mind. He only cares about himself. Jesus has your well-being in mind. Let Jesus dress you. Just let him dress you. As we close in prayer, let him dress you. As those ghosts, I'm positive, will try to speak to you this afternoon. Tell them to get out of Dodge. You're in charge. Let's pray.